Okay, let's just jump straight into this explainer because we really need to unpack the massive structural changes to the search landscape that Google just unleashed at I/O 2026. Seriously, if you've been feeling like the ground beneath your digital strategy is just completely shifting, you are absolutely right. We are no longer optimizing for search engines, folks. We are now optimizing for answer engines. And as you'll see, we're actually optimizing for custom application builders. So we kind of have to start with a pretty startling reality. The US zero-click search rate has officially reached 60%. Just take a second and let that sink in. This means the majority of queries, literally more than half of all the questions people are typing into Google, are resolved without a single visit to a website. Users are getting everything they need right there on the results page. Because of this, we're moving entirely away from the old model of link retrieval and entering the era of answer synthesis. Search just isn't about matching your keyword to a document and handing over a list of blue links anymore. The AI is actively reading multiple sources, breaking down the query, and synthesizing a brand new, highly specific answer for the user right on the spot. To figure out how to keep your brand visible in this new reality, our agenda today covers the zero-click search era, AI overviews versus AI mode, new agents like Spark and Omni, the citation gap mystery, answer engine optimization strategies, and finally, surviving the AI evolution. Let's get right into section 1, the zero-click search era, marketing to machines. We really need to look at exactly who, or honestly what, is browsing the web right now. By early 2026, AI agents accounted for 15% of all website traffic. That is massive. But what's even wilder is that automated dark AI traffic, where an AI agent basically visits your site, scrapes your data, and relays it back to a user's private interface, is now matching nearly 88% of human organic search activity. So you are literally marketing to machines just as much as you are to real people today. And this brings up a critical problem. Only 17% of the sources cited in AI overviews actually rank in the traditional organic top 10, meaning page 1 dominance? It's just no longer the ultimate prize it used to be. You could be ranked number 1 organically, and the AI might just completely bypass you to cite some niche forum sitting on page 3. Moving on to section 2, AI overviews versus AI mode, fragmented search. To understand exactly why this crazy citation gap is happening, we need to dissect how Google's interfaces have fragmented. Google essentially has 2 distinct systems running now. On one hand, you have AI overviews, which just sit right on top of traditional quick search results. On the other hand, you've got AI mode, which offers a much deeper interactive chat and research experience. They look kind of similar to the user, but under the hood, they operate in completely different ways. Ahrefs actually analyzed a staggering 730,000 response pairs between these 2 systems, and they found something absolutely fascinating. These 2 systems agree on the core conclusion 86% of the time, so semantically, they're telling the user the exact same thing. But here is the kicker. They only cite the same sources 13.7% of the time. They are taking totally different paths to reach the exact same conclusion. AI mode operates completely differently from standard overviews. Its responses are usually 4 times longer, and because it has all that extra real estate, it packs in almost 3 times as many brand entities. It also heavily favors deep encyclopedic sources. I mean, Wikipedia shows up in almost 29% of all AI mode citations. But there's a silver lining here. If you actually manage to get your brand cited in a quick AI overview, there's a 61% chance you'll carry over into the deeper AI mode response too. Okay, section 3, new agents, Spark and Omni. Proactive AI assistance. Let's talk about how the underlying Gemini models are evolving from passive little chatbots into fully proactive agents. I want to introduce you to Gemini Spark. This isn't the AI you're used to, the one that just sits there waiting for you to type a prompt. Spark is an always-on agent. It persistently monitors your entire Google workspace, your Gmail, Calendar, Drive, and it actually learns your habits, triggering actions based on your actual behavior patterns entirely in the background. Unlike normal Gemini chat, Spark uses a multi-agent architecture via something called the agent-to-agent protocol. It acts as a top-level orchestrator. So if it notices a pattern in how you work, it just delegates tasks to specialized subagents while you're literally sleeping. We are moving from simple trigger action automation to deep contextual reasoning. And the engine powering this huge shift is the Gemini 3.5 Flash model. Its raw reasoning power scores a massive 76.2% on agentic coding tasks, which completely outperforms the competition right now. But here is the real game changer, and you really need to pay attention to this. Because of this coding capability, Google just turned search into an app builder using a brand new technology called Antigravity. Let me explain what that means. Search results are no longer just text. Google can now automatically write the code to generate custom mini apps on the fly directly inside the search results page. Think of a dynamic wedding planning dashboard, a specialized home moving tracker, a personalized fitness tracker, or even interactive simulations to explain complex stuff like astrophysics. You just choose the data sources, the layout, the format, and Google writes all the code for you instantly. So to put that into perspective, search is officially evolving from keyword search to AI answers to custom applications. At the same time, Google also introduced Gemini Omni. This is an AI that can ingest text, images, or video to create entirely new physically grounded videos. Because it basically allows users to alter perceived reality, Google actually forces all of its outputs to include a Synth ID watermark. It's an incredible step forward in multimodal AI for sure, but it also really highlights just how synthetic our online environment is becoming. Which takes us to Section 4, the citation gap mystery, jumping the line. So the really crucial point here is, with these incredibly smart agents operating in the background, literally building mini apps and doing all this browsing for us, how does your brand actually get seen? Well, the answer lies in a process called query fanout. When a user asks a broad question, the AI model doesn't just look for one single page that covers the topic okay-ish. No, it breaks that single question down into highly specific subqueries. It completely bypasses those general high-ranking SEO pages to synthesize its own perfect answer by extracting hyper-specific facts hidden deep within niche articles. That is exactly why Page 1 ranking no longer guarantees you an AI citation. But you actually have to be pretty careful with this new visibility. Brand sentiment is evaluated very differently depending on the model. Because Google's AI pulls so heavily from news sources, it is actually 44% more likely to highlight controversies, lawsuits, or just flat out criticize your brand compared to ChatGPT, which tends to favor forums and social discussions. So managing your reputation across these different engines, that's an entirely new frontier. Let's move to Section 5, Answer Engine Optimization, or AEO, Structuring for AI. This is our tactical section. Let's see how all this theory builds into an actual, actionable marketing strategy. First off, you simply cannot rely on traditional SEO anymore. SEO gives you technical trust and crawlability, which, don't get me wrong, is the baseline. But you now need generative engine optimization, or GO. In this landscape, natural brand mentions across the broader web correlate significantly stronger with AI visibility than traditional backlinks do. To optimize your content so the AI actually extracts it, you need to follow this specific workflow. First, use highly specific question headers, literally the exact questions users prompt AI with. Second, follow them immediately with a direct answer lead, which is just a super dense 40 to 60 word summary. Third, inject unique proprietary data so the AI has a verifiable, factual reason to cite you over a generic competitor. And finally, build contextual density around your claims so the AI trusts the information. On the technical side, there are a few absolute must-haves now. Implement the new LMMs.txt standard at your root domain to feed AI clean markdown without any visual distractions. Use structured schemas so the bots know exactly what your data is. Ensure server-side rendering so crawlers on tight budgets don't just miss your content entirely. And crucially, gather fresh user-generated content, like reviews via SMS, because UGC increases a shopper's purchase likelihood by a massive 161%. AI feeds on fresh conversational data, and reviews are exactly that. Finally, Section 6, Surviving the AI Evolution, New Metrics of Success. As we wrap up this explainer, what are the new metrics we need to be looking at? Look, you need to stop just looking at organic clicks and start tracking your AI share of voice and your citation sentiment. But the ultimate question you really have to ask yourself is this: are you ready for an internet where AI agents do the browsing? Because right now, search is becoming a platform, not just a destination. When Google is giving users the ability to build useful tools instantly without coding, creating custom trackers and dashboards tailored to their exact needs, that means there are going to be even fewer clicks to traditional websites. As Google shifts from giving us blue links to building us custom mini apps on the fly, structuring your proprietary data for machine synthesis is absolutely your best path forward.